in the shed today I'm going to pull this insect trap apart. It hasn't been charged or used for a very long time. The battery does seem to be dead flat. According to the nomenclature on the bottom, it's got a sealed lead acid battery. The user sticky pads, I've already withdrawn it. It's obviously worked at some stage because it's got a lot of bugs stuck to it. But first of all, I'll try the actual charger. It's an old transformer based charger, so it's only 240 volt input, 7.5 volt at 500 milliamps. So let's see how it tests. So no load, it's reading just over 12 volts. Is about what I'd expect from an unloaded transformer supply. Well, that seems to be working alright, so let's check to see what indicators we get. So the instructions say recharger must be removed before use. Flying insects off, crawling insects off. There's nothing on the battery status indicator, and there's one LED on the front, which I don't quite know what that means. Alright, let's pull it apart. So I'm just going to slit the label at the bottom because it's stuck across the joint. Oh, that's a really sharp blade. One screw's still stuck in there somewhere. Alright. Okay, so we've got a speaker for the ultrasonics. Speaker there for the ultrasonic press propeller. It does have a small, I dare say 6 volt SLA in the bottom. Pretty complex little circuit. Could all be the charging system in the top, or even the inverter to drive the fluorescent infrared LED tube, fluorescent tube. But this is what we're after here. Ooh, she comes out pretty easily, and it's got spade connectors. See if we can't get these off without breaking the wire. Oh, it looks like it's been glued at some stage, but lucky for us, not very well. There we go. She comes out pretty easy. Small circuit board. Can't quite see it properly. Upside down, Miss Jane. No, I can't read it. Some sort of driver. Alrighty. Well, we're only interested in the battery, so let's see what we can find with the battery. So we have a 6 volt 4 amp hour sealed lead acid battery. Cute little thing. Constant voltage charge 7.2 to 7.5 volts, standby use 6.75 to 6.9 volts, initial current less than 1.2 amps. So it's current limited to start with. Do not short circuit, do not charge in a sealed container. Alright, let's measure it. It's actually not doing too bad. It's 5.23 volts. So I might put it on the bench supply, give it a charge and see how it goes. So all my other sealed lead acid battery chargers are all for 12 volts, so I'll use the lab supply for this one. Okay, my lab supply reads 200 millivolts high, so I always like to confirm with my actual multimeter. I should put a label on the top. Alright, constant voltage charge, let's go for 7.4 volts. Let's dial it down. So there's a good example of the difference between the indicator voltage and the actual voltage. So my moulding meter is measuring 7.4 volts, yet the lab supply is showing 7.2. So it's good that it actually reads under, so I technically shouldn't cook anything, but it's early days yet. Now to set the current on my lab supply, short the output together. So 3 amps. It's capable of 10 amps, but I'm probably only give it half an amp to start with. Alright, so half an amp, 7.4 volts. Let's see how much current it draws. I'm having fat finger trouble with the connectors. These lab supply leads aren't very flexible. Alright, so 7.2 volts, 7.4 volts, it's actually not drawing any current to speak of. Battery could be had it. She might up the voltage a bit. I have a feeling the battery is shot. So let's get back to 7.4. I'm just looking at my multimeter on the other side of the lab supply at the moment. There we go. 7.4. She's not really drawing any current. We'll see if she's drawing some low milliamps. I'll get my other meter that does current. Alright, let's see if I can blow a fuse. Milliamps. Okay, actually, let's start in the amps range. Yeah, so she's only showing about 3 milliamps. Right. Let's go down to a lower setting. Yeah, so she's only pulling about 4.8 milliamps. Don't worry about the negative. I've just got the leads reversed. So she's only pulling about 5 milliamps. But it's climbing slowly. 5.3 milliamps. I would expect it to start dropping as the voltage increases on the battery, but apparently not. Alright, we'll leave it on there for a while. and then come back to it and see what happens. Alright, I'll be back. So here we are a couple of hours later, and the current draw has actually gone up to 130 milliamps. The battery's not getting warm at all. I'll just measure it off connection, off charge, and see what it reads. So off charge it's just dropping back through 6.8 volts. See if it stabilises somewhere. Slowed right down to the voltage drop back about 6.7. Yes, I might actually be taking a charge. It may recover. Depends on what happens when we put it on load. So I'll leave it back on charge for the time being, and go and do some other jobs, and we'll come back again to visit later. What we might do next is put it back into the device and turn it on and see what the voltage drops to, just see what it is under load, see if the battery has recovered. Alright, so it's now been about 8 hours, and throughout the day the current actually climbed up to about 250 milliamps, and it's gone back to about 150 milliamps. So I'll just check the terminal voltage off the charger. And it's sitting up near 7 volts and dropping ever so slowly. So what I might actually do now is plug it back in and see if the voltage drops right off under load. Just make sure it's turned off. Measure the terminal voltage. So plugged in but not turned on, it's sitting at 6.77 volts. I will turn on one of the features. Oh, the light comes on. The voltage is sitting nicely around 6.59, 6.6 volts, but it's not crashing. So I think we actually may have successfully charged this cell. So I'll turn on the ultrasonic repeller as well. Not that it really does anything that I can tell. The voltage comes back when I turn it off. Turn it on, it only drops by a couple of milliamps. Yeah, I think it might have recovered. Cool. Alright, so we'll have to get some sticky pads for it now, but let's put it back together. I don't know where that circuit board was sitting. It's almost like it just floats around in the chassis. It looks like that one sits there. I've got a wire cord underneath it, of the terminal wires. Nothing appears to be caught. Still don't know where that circuit board goes. I think it's for controlling the ultrasonic. No, it can just sit in there. Okay, make sure we're not going to pinch any wires like that pinch there on assembly. And there. up there. Needs to get pushed up somehow. Oh, it'll break. Oh, she doesn't look to be going back together too square. What have I done wrong? It's caught. There we go. It's got to go down. Let's see if we can poke it with the. There we go. And the bottom has got the adhesive on the battery to deal with, which is really annoying because it's stopping the case from going together properly. Might just put some screws in the top to hold that together. That's one other thing we don't have to worry about popping out. I think it's just the adhesive on the battery. There, it's popped together nicely. So let's get a screw in there. Still not sitting properly on this side. You can see where I cut the labels all jagged. But at least I think it's the wiring looms in the way. I think it's actually supposed to fit in. The flange fits together past the wiring loom. There we go. So the wiring loom had come out of the channel and was pushing, it wasn't allowing the flange to go in. I don't know if it can, you can still get sticky pads for them. What brand is it? Unfortunately now part of the brand is torn off with a sticker, but it came from Bunnings. So if Bunnings still sells them, they'd have to have the sticky pads. Alright, let's have a look what happens. Flying insects on. Green battery indicator. Fluoro tube comes on. The light on the front. Crawling insects on. Oh, I don't have a light for that. Probably I can't hear anything. Not that I'll be able to hear anything anyway. Turn it off. Off. Let's plug the battery in to see if it charges from its own charger. So there's a light on the front, but nothing with the battery status. Is green when it's good, goes red when it's low. After you turn it off. The fluoro tube looks to be lighting up pretty convincingly. So the inverter's working. Might leave it on to charge for a while. Alright, that's all for now.